In a world where power often tramples truth, the story of the prophet Isaiah stands as a chilling reminder of the price one pays for unwavering faith. Picture this: a man chosen by God, whose words shook empires, yet met his end in a brutal, unimaginable way. Isaiah's fate at the hands of King Manasseh is not just a tale of martyrdom. It's a gripping narrative that exposes the dark depths of human nature when confronted with the divine. But how could such a righteous man be silenced so violently, while Israel, the very nation he sought to save, stood by as a silent witness? What led to this shocking betrayal, and what does it reveal about the relentless conflict between good and evil? Stay with me, because this is not just a story from the past. It's a powerful lesson that resonates even today, challenging us to confront the uncomfortable truths about our own lives and the choices we make. Isaiah was born during a period of profound spiritual chaos in Israel, a time when the nation had strayed far from the ways of God. Despite this darkness, Isaiah was chosen to be a beacon of light, guiding the people back to the righteous path. Imagine being in a situation where everything seems lost, and you're the one called upon to make a change. It's during such moments that true leaders emerge, not out of desire, but out of necessity. In his journey, Isaiah wasn't just a prophet. He was an inspiring figure who, despite the overwhelming challenges, kept his faith unshaken. He understood that his mission was critical, driving him to move forward even when most around him were blind to the truth. Think of yourself in a similar role, leading a project or a cause that few believe in. Being a leader means having the courage to press on, even when opposition seems insurmountable. God's choice of Isaiah was no accident. He had been prepared from a young age, perhaps unknowingly, for the great purpose that awaited him. Similarly, many of our experiences shape us for a calling we may not yet fully comprehend. It's like an athlete training tirelessly for a championship that feels far off, but one day arrives, and they are ready to compete and win. Isaiah didn't just accept his calling. He grasped the depth of his mission. He knew he wasn't merely a messenger, but a symbol of hope that, even in the darkest times, God's light could still shine. And that light, no matter how small it may seem, has the power to guide an entire nation back to the path of truth. Just like Isaiah, we are called to be that light in our own spheres, showing that with faith and perseverance, we can make a difference. Isaiah embarked on his mission with unwavering courage, knowing the importance of the message he carried. He didn't sugarcoat the truth. Instead, he confronted the people directly, even when he knew it would provoke resistance. Imagine standing in front of a crowd, telling them something they don't want to hear, yet knowing it's the truth they need. That takes a special kind of boldness, the kind that comes from deep conviction and an understanding of the greater good. Despite the rejection he faced, Isaiah never wavered. He understood that his role was vital for the salvation of his nation, and he was prepared to bear the burden, no matter the cost. Think about situations in your life where you've had to deliver hard truths, maybe at work or in a personal relationship. It's never easy, but sometimes it's necessary to bring about real change. Isaiah teaches us that speaking the truth, even when it's difficult, is a responsibility that comes with leadership. His boldness wasn't just about bravery. It was rooted in his faith. Isaiah knew that his mission was not just a task, but a divine calling. This belief gave him the strength to stand firm, even when faced with overwhelming opposition. In today's world, we can draw inspiration from this by staying true to our principles, even when it's not the popular choice. Whether in business, community, or family, standing by what is right often requires a blend of courage and faith. Isaiah's mission reminds us that being a leader isn't always about being liked or accepted. Sometimes, it's about being the one who is willing to say what others won't, to challenge the status quo for the sake of something greater. This kind of leadership can be lonely, but it's also what brings about true and lasting change. Isaiah's example encourages us to embrace this role, understanding that the road to positive transformation often starts with difficult conversations. Isaiah's journey took a profound turn when he experienced a life-altering vision of the Lord seated on his throne, surrounded by seraphim. This wasn't just a moment of awe. It was a pivotal experience that purified Isaiah and solidified his role as God's chosen prophet. Imagine seeing something so powerful that it completely transforms your understanding of your purpose. This vision wasn't just a glimpse into the divine. It was a moment that defined Isaiah's entire mission. The vision didn't just impact Isaiah's faith. It gave him the confidence and clarity needed for the difficult path ahead. It's like when someone experiences a moment of deep insight or revelation that changes their perspective entirely, providing the strength to face challenges they never thought they could overcome. Isaiah's vision was more than a spiritual experience. It was the foundation of his unwavering commitment to his calling. In today's world, we might not experience visions like Isaiah's, but we all have moments that shape our destinies, whether it's a sudden realization, an awe-inspiring mentor, or a life event that pushes us in a new direction. These moments, much like Isaiah's vision, give us the courage to pursue our paths with conviction. They remind us that there's often a greater purpose behind the challenges we face, one that we may not fully understand until much later. Isaiah's vision also serves as a reminder of the importance of being open to transformative experiences. Whether through prayer, reflection, or simply being aware of the world around us, these moments can guide us toward our true purpose. Just as Isaiah was prepared and empowered by his vision, we too can find strength and direction when we open ourselves to the profound moments that life presents, knowing they have the potential to change everything. Isaiah's prophetic role extended beyond Israel. He delivered messages against many powerful nations, including Babylon and Assyria. These prophecies weren't just warnings. They were declarations that no earthly power could stand against God's will. Imagine being in Isaiah's position, boldly proclaiming that even the mightiest empires would fall if they opposed the divine plan. It's a reminder that true power doesn't come from armies or wealth, but from aligning with a higher purpose. The nations Isaiah prophesied against were formidable, often seen as invincible by those around them. Yet, Isaiah's message was clear. Divine justice would prevail, and those who acted against God's will would face inevitable consequences. This idea resonates even today, where we see that ethical principles and justice often outlast the mightiest of regimes. It's a powerful lesson that teaches us the importance of standing for what is right, even when the odds seem stacked against us. Isaiah's prophecies were not just about doom and judgment, they also contained a message of hope. He foresaw the downfall of oppressive regimes, but also the eventual restoration of peace and justice. This duality in his message teaches us that while challenges and adversities are real, they are often the precursors to renewal and growth. In our own lives, when we face difficulties, it's crucial to remember that they might be paving the way for something better. Through his prophecies, Isaiah demonstrated that true leadership involves not just guiding one's own people, but also understanding and confronting the broader forces at play in the world. His willingness to speak against powerful nations shows us the importance of having a global perspective, recognizing that our actions have far-reaching consequences. It's a call to be mindful of how our choices resonate beyond our immediate surroundings, influencing the larger fabric of society. Isaiah's message was a powerful blend of stern warnings and promises of hope, reflecting the balance of divine justice. He warned the people of impending judgment, making it clear that their actions had consequences. Yet, alongside these warnings, he also spoke of restoration and peace for those who would repent and turn back to God. It's like telling someone that while they may face the repercussions of their choices, there is always a path to redemption if they're willing to change. This duality in Isaiah's message is a reflection of life itself. We often find ourselves at crossroads, facing the results of our past decisions. But Isaiah's words remind us that it's never too late to seek forgiveness and start anew. It's a concept that applies universally, whether in personal relationships, careers, or spiritual journeys. When we acknowledge our mistakes and make genuine efforts to improve, we open the door to healing and growth. Isaiah's prophecies weren't just about judgment, they were also about hope for the future. He painted a picture of a world where justice and peace would prevail, encouraging the people to hold on to this vision even in the darkest times. In today's world, We can draw inspiration from this by focusing on the possibilities of what could be, rather than being paralyzed by current challenges. It's a lesson in resilience and optimism, reminding us that the future is shaped by our actions today. Through Isaiah's teachings, we see the importance of maintaining hope, even when facing the harsh realities of life. His message encourages us to believe that, despite our missteps, there is always an opportunity for redemption. This perspective can transform how we approach our challenges, allowing us to see them not just as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and renewal. It's a powerful reminder that divine justice is not just about punishment, but also about the possibility of a brighter future. Isaiah's role extended beyond that of a prophet. He was also a trusted advisor to the kings of Judah during critical moments. He provided divine counsel to kings like Ahaz and Hezekiah, guiding them through political and military crises. Imagine being in a position where leaders turn to you for guidance during the most challenging times. Isaiah's influence wasn't just in his words, but in the way he applied divine wisdom to real-world situations. With King Ahaz, Isaiah's counsel was a mix of warning and reassurance, urging the king to trust in God rather than in alliances with foreign powers. This advice might seem distant, but it resonates today. How often do we seek security in the wrong places, instead of trusting in what truly matters? Isaiah's interactions with Ahaz remind us that true wisdom often comes from faith, not just strategy. When it came to King Hezekiah, Isaiah played a crucial role during the Assyrian invasion, encouraging the king to remain steadfast in his faith. Hezekiah's decision to trust in God rather than surrender to the Assyrians led to a miraculous deliverance. This historical account teaches us the power of faith in the face of overwhelming odds. Whether in personal battles or larger crises, Isaiah's guidance to Hezekiah demonstrates the strength that comes from trusting in something greater than ourselves. Isaiah's interactions with these kings show us that leadership is not just about making decisions, but about seeking wise counsel and being open to guidance. His influence on Judah's kings illustrates the importance of surrounding ourselves with voices of wisdom and faith, especially when facing difficult choices. In our own lives, this might mean seeking advice from mentors or relying on spiritual principles to guide us through complex situations. Isaiah's writings are renowned for their rich messianic prophecies, foretelling the coming of a Savior who would bring eternal peace and establish God's kingdom. These prophecies weren't just predictions. They were profound revelations that gave the people of Israel hope for a future beyond their current struggles. Imagine hearing these words in a time of despair. It would be like seeing a light at the end of a very long tunnel, a promise that better days are ahead. The anticipation of the Messiah, as described by Isaiah, was a source of comfort and strength for generations. These prophecies spoke of a leader who would not just rule with power, but with justice and mercy, embodying the perfect balance of authority and compassion. This vision of the future wasn't just about political change. It was about a transformation of the human spirit. It's a reminder that true leadership is about more than just governance. It's about inspiring hope and guiding others toward a higher purpose. Isaiah's messianic prophecies continue to resonate today, offering a message of hope that transcends time. Whether in religious faith or in our everyday lives, the idea that there is a plan for redemption and restoration gives us the strength to persevere through challenges. Just as the people of Isaiah's time held on to these promises, we too can find solace in the belief that there is a greater purpose at work in our lives, one that will ultimately lead to peace and fulfillment. These prophecies also remind us of the importance of patience and faith. The Messiah's coming was not immediate, and those who heard Isaiah's words had to wait, sometimes in difficult circumstances, for the fulfillment of these promises. In our own lives, we often face periods of waiting and uncertainty. Isaiah's teachings encourage us to remain steadfast, trusting that the timing of events is part of a larger, divine plan that will unfold when the time is right. Isaiah's unwavering commitment to his divine mission brought him into direct conflict with King Manasseh, one of the most notoriously wicked rulers of Judah. Manasseh's reign marked a time of great moral decline, and his rejection of Isaiah's prophetic message led to severe persecution. Imagine standing against a powerful figure who not only dismisses your message, but actively seeks to silence you. This was the reality Isaiah faced, a battle between truth and tyranny. Manasseh's actions were in direct opposition to everything Isaiah stood for. The king not only turned away from God, but also led the nation into deeper idolatry and wickedness. Isaiah's warnings fell on deaf ears, and his persistence in speaking the truth only intensified Manasseh's anger. This conflict illustrates the cost of standing firm in one's beliefs, especially when those beliefs challenge the status quo. It's a reminder that speaking truth to power often comes with great personal risk. Despite the dangers, Isaiah remained resolute. He knew that his mission was not just a personal crusade, but a divine mandate. In today's context, we can relate this to situations where standing up for what is right might lead to personal or professional consequences. Isaiah's courage teaches us that there are times when we must choose integrity over safety, knowing that the impact of our actions goes beyond our immediate circumstances. The conflict between Isaiah and Manasseh serves as a powerful example of the struggle between good and evil, a theme that resonates throughout history. It's a stark reminder that there will always be opposition to those who seek to uphold righteousness. However, Isaiah's story also offers hope, showing that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, the truth has a way of enduring, outlasting even the most formidable of foes. Tradition holds that Isaiah's unwavering commitment to his divine mission ultimately led to his martyrdom, a brutal execution where he was sawn in half by the orders of King Manasseh. This horrific act was not just a display of cruelty, but a desperate attempt to silence a voice that refused to be subdued. Imagine having such profound faith and conviction that you're willing to face the most excruciating death, rather than betray your beliefs. Isaiah's martyrdom is a testament to the strength of his faith. Even in the face of unimaginable suffering, Isaiah's death was a powerful statement, one that echoed through the ages. It wasn't just about a man losing his life. It was about the enduring power of truth and righteousness. His martyrdom reminds us that there are values and principles worth defending, even at the highest cost. In today's world, where standing up for what's right can still come with significant risks, Isaiah's example challenges us to consider what we're willing to sacrifice for our beliefs. Even in death, Isaiah's legacy lived on, inspiring generations to hold fast to their faith, no matter the cost. His martyrdom became a symbol of the ultimate sacrifice in the name of truth, a beacon for those who face persecution for their beliefs. It's a poignant reminder that while the physical body may perish, the spirit of courage and conviction lives on, influencing countless others long after the individual is gone. Isaiah's martyrdom also forces us to reflect on our own lives and the battles we face. Are we willing to stand firm in our convictions, even when it's difficult or dangerous? His story challenges us to live with the kind of integrity and dedication that Isaiah embodied, knowing that while the road may be fraught with challenges, the impact of a life lived in truth is both profound and eternal. As you've journeyed through the profound story of Isaiah, the question now turns to you. What will you do with the knowledge you've gained? Isaiah's life and martyrdom challenge us to examine our own convictions and the strength of our faith. Have his words touched your heart? Are you ready to embrace the truth, even when it's uncomfortable or challenging? If this message has moved you, perhaps it's time to take that next step, whether it's accepting Jesus into your life, making a commitment to live with greater integrity, or simply reflecting on how you can be a light in the darkness. Before you go, I invite you to join our community by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications. This way, you'll never miss out on the incredible teachings and stories that can transform your life. And if this message resonated with you, consider sharing it with someone who might need to hear it. Does this story of Isaiah inspire you to change? If so, remember that God has a plan and a purpose for your life, just as He did for Isaiah. If you're ready to embrace that purpose, now is the time. Finally, if you enjoyed this video, I believe you'll love my next recommendation. Click the card on the screen to watch. Where was God during Lucifer's rebellion? It's another mysterious and revealing story that will deepen your understanding of the Bible. May God bless you immensely. See you in the next video.